Vietnam wasn't just a jungle war. It was a mechanical nightmare. We're breaking down every U.S. land vehicle that survived the mud, the mines, and the ambushes. Tanks and combat armor. M48A3 Patton. This became the backbone of American armored firepower. Outfitted with dense armor and a 90 main gun, it was built to dominate tough terrain and deliver direct fire support in close-quarter combat. Its presence often tipped the scales in firefights, shielding troops with brute strength. M48 ACAV Patton. Earlier than the A3, this version ran on a gasoline engine and was used mostly by South Vietnamese forces. Despite being phased out later, it played a pivotal role early on, maneuvering across unforgiving terrain and establishing the first armored footholds. M67 Zippo. Fire replaced steel as its signature weapon. Instead of a cannon, this tank carried a flamethrower, unleashing flames to obliterate bunkers and dense vegetation. Feared for its ability to clear hidden threats, it earned its nickname by leaving scorched ground in its path. M151 Sheridan. Built to drop directly into combat zones, this lightweight airborne tank had speed and a powerful 152 gun launcher. Though its aluminum hull had vulnerabilities, it still offered serious firepower, especially in rapid deployment scenarios. M41 Walker Bulldog. Highly agile and crew-approved, this light tank was known for its punch and speed. Deployed extensively with South Vietnamese forces, it was particularly effective in the right hands, especially when facing enemy armor. M24 Chaffee. A carryover from World War II, this nimble light tank saw limited combat in Vietnam before being replaced by modern alternatives. Still, its reliability earned it a place in early operations before retirement from frontline service. M50 Untold. A sight like no other, with 6 recoilless rifles mounted to its light frame. This Marine Corps favorite was devastating in urban and jungle combat, playing a critical role in intense fights like the Battle for Hue. M56 Scorpion. An open, unarmored artillery piece with a 9mm gun. Lightweight and air-transportable, it looked vulnerable but hit hard. Its small size allowed it to reach places heavier tanks simply couldn't. Armored personnel carriers and cars. M113. Nothing was more common in Vietnam than this armored track vehicle. Simple in design but essential in practice, it carried troops across hostile terrain while shielding them from small arms fire and exploding shrapnel. M113A1. In this upgraded version, a diesel engine replaced gas power, making it more dependable in combat zones. The diesel engine also had lower fire risk, making it a top pick for extended deployments. M113 ACAV. Tailored for heavy combat, this variant packed extra machine guns and armor. Infantry moved in and fought out of it, turning what was once just a transport into a moving fire platform. M132 Flamethrower Carrier. This version of the M113 brought a terrifying edge. Equipped to spray liquid fire, it was used to flush out concealed enemy fighters and ignite the densest jungle cover. M106 Mortar Carrier. It combined firepower and defense, allowing troops to operate a 4.2-inch mortar directly inside its armored shell. Mortar crews could work protected while delivering essential support rounds. M125 Mortar Carrier. Smaller than the M106, but faster and lighter, this vehicle carried an 81 mortar. Quick to deploy and relocate, it often moved with frontline units to provide mobile fire support. M577 Command Vehicle. With its raised roofline and full suite of radios inside, this vehicle worked like an office on tracks. Field commanders used it to plan and coordinate operations, all while staying right in the action. M114 Scout. Designed for reconnaissance, this compact armored car struggled in Vietnam's deep mud and rough trails. Though meant to be stealthy and fast, It was soon outclassed and replaced. V100 Commando. Fast, wheeled, and protective, this armored car was built to escort convoys. Its high profile and speed made it ideal for clearing the path ahead and holding off surprise ambushes. M3 Half-Track. Straight out of World War II, this hybrid vehicle still saw limited action early in the war. Often found in support units or with South Vietnamese troops, it held on briefly before being fully phased out. M8 Greyhound. With 6 wheels and a compact body, this World War II-era armored car continued service into Vietnam, often seen patrolling internal bases or serving as a fast-moving security platform. Quick question for you. Out of all these powerful machines, which one would you pick to ride through the jungles of Vietnam? Let me know in the comments. And if you're enjoying this deep dive into military history, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss what's coming next. Utility and light tactical vehicles. M151 MUTT, the military's go-anywhere workhorse. Lightweight and robust, this utility Jeep served in every corner of Vietnam. Its handling could be tricky at speed due to unique suspension, but its versatility made it indispensable. M151 A1. This slightly improved model added enhancements to the suspension, reducing the rollover risk that plagued the original. A small but important step toward a safer ride in jungle speed dashes. M151 A1C, adapted for combat. This Jeep carried a 106 recoilless rifle. It acted as a surprise tank buster, delivering high-caliber firepower from unexpected angles and locations. M151 TOW. Fitted with heavy anti-tank guided missiles, this version gave lightweight units the ability to neutralize enemy armor at long range. Rare on the battlefield, deadly when spotted. M48 A1. Older than the M151, this reliable Jeep was still in use during the early stages of the war. Built simple and tough, it laid the foundation for modern tactical vehicles. M422 Mite. Crafted especially for the Marine Corps, this miniature aluminum Jeep was light enough to be carried by helicopters. Its size allowed it to zip through jungle gaps no other vehicle could reach. M274 Mule. Just a flatbed with wheels, but it hauled what others couldn't. Supplies, anti-tank weapons, even mortars, all moved across trails too narrow for bigger trucks. Its simplicity was its strength. M561 Gamma Goat. With 6 wheels and an articulated body, this all-terrain vehicle could crawl through mud and climb over obstacles with ease, if drivers could handle its noisy engine and tricky controls. Logistics and heavy cargo trucks. M35. Known by troops as the Deuce and a half, this was the Vietnam War's supply lifeline. From ammunition runs to hot meal delivery, this 2.5-ton truck showed up everywhere and kept the war effort running. M54 Series. A step up in size, this towering beast hauled 5 tons worth of gear. It could thunder through washed-out roads while carrying the heaviest loads of supplies to frontline troops. M37. Smaller than the M54 but larger than a Jeep, this 3/4-ton truck was the logistics middleman. Sturdy, powerful, and reliable, it served engineers, medics, and combat teams alike. M715. Based on a civilian pickup, this militarized version carried troops and cargo on light-duty missions. It looked familiar, but underneath was fully adapted for the battlefield's demands. M123. A 10-ton powerhouse built to haul giants. It towed heavy trailers, often loaded with tanks and bulky machinery, always pushing through terrain unfit for anything smaller. M520 Goer. Half truck, half tank. This articulating cargo hauler could swim through rivers and churn through mud. Its unique design enabled it to reach isolated fire bases unreachable by standard trucks. Self-propelled artillery and anti-aircraft. M107. Long, low, and lethal. This artillery piece could hurl 175 missiles over 20 miles. Positioned far from the front, it rained steel on enemy targets with precision and force. M110. Built on the same frame as the M107, but fitted with a massive 8-inch howitzer. Its explosive firepower shattered enemy bunkers and broke fortified defenses in a single thunderous strike. M108. Compact and mobile, this self-propelled howitzer delivered quick-fire support where delays could prove fatal. Though later replaced, it provided much-needed agility early in the war. M109. This became the go-to artillery platform. With its 155 gun and fully armored turret, it offered a mix of firepower, protection, and range that made it ideal for long-term deployment. M42 Duster. Outfitted with twin 40 anti-aircraft cannons, this machine wasn't just for the skies. It earned its reputation pounding ground targets, blasting enemy ambushes into dust. M163 Vulcan. Mounted on tracks, this rapid-firing system used a 20 Gatling-style gun to lay down incredible suppressive fire. Its high-volume volleys overwhelmed infantry and light vehicles alike. M55 Quad .50. 4.50 caliber machine guns mounted in unison made this truck-based unit a true wall of lead, highly effective for base defense and protection against guerrilla raids. Engineering and recovery. M88 Recovery Vehicle. This was the battlefield tow truck for tanks. It hauled broken armor out of hot zones, often under fire, allowing repair crews to save valuable equipment from destruction. M51 Heavy Recovery. Heavier than the M88, this brute used a tank chassis for strength. It tackled the nastiest salvage jobs in terrain that ate lighter vehicles alive. M578 Light Recovery. Rotating crane on a mobile platform. This vehicle handled mid-size repairs where more robust machines weren't required. It frequently lifted engines and dislodged stuck vehicles right in the field. M728 Combat Engineer Vehicle. A tank reimagined for engineering, equipped with a dozer blade, short gun, and a crane. Used for bunker demolition and route clearance before the infantry pushed forward. Caterpillar D7E Rome Plow. With a reinforced blade, this massive bulldozer carved highways into the jungle. Its main job was to expose enemy hideouts and deny them cover in dense terrain. AVLB. This bridge layer unfolded a full metal span in moments. Used to cross rivers or ditches under pressure, it allowed convoys and armor units to maintain momentum without delays. Amphibious land-capable vehicles. LVTP-5. The Marines' floating transport. This tracked amphibious tractor carried entire squads from Navy ships to inland battle lines in a single ride, no pier required. LVTH-6. Armed with a direct-fire howitzer, this version gave beach landing troops the artillery cover they needed before full fire bases could be set up. LARCLX. Enormous wheels and massive hauling capacity defined this monster. It carried up to 60 tons of cargo across sand, surf, and marshes, directly from sea to combat zone. LARC. The smaller cousin to the LX, this 5-ton amphibious truck moved crates, fuel, and gear from shoreline to inland depot. Fast, agile, and essential to every landing mission. M548. Lightweight and track-driven, this cargo carrier brought ammo and supplies across battlefields riddled with mud. It could reach points where wheeled trucks sank on sight. Special purpose and support. M109 Shop Van. A rolling workshop full of tools and replacement parts. This truck kept radios buzzing, vehicles rolling, and electronics functioning in the field. M49 Fuel Tanker. Designed for one job, carrying fuel deep into the front lines. Engines needed fuel, and this vehicle ensured everything from a Jeep to a jet stayed operational. M718 Ambulance, a modified Jeep designed to carry stretchers fast. Unarmored but nimble, it prioritized speed, often making the difference between life and death. M725 Ambulance. Based on a light-duty truck, it offered more room for medics to stabilize wounded soldiers en route to mobile hospitals. M43 Ambulance. Older but dependable, this retro-style ambulance was still active in early years, handling the wounded with simplicity that just worked. Class 530B Fire Truck. Designed for airfields, this vehicle rushed toward burning aircraft. Its specialized gear targeted jet fuel fires within seconds of impact. Case MC4000. A powerful forklift for loading operations in seaports and depots. It shifted thousands of pounds with efficiency day after day, keeping supplies flowing. Clark 6 Forklift. A dependable unit found in every major shipping hub, handling the never-ending cycle of loading and unloading for troops spread across the entire theater. Harley-Davidson WLA. The two-wheeled scout that never quit. Used for courier runs, MP patrols, and convoy escort, this motorcycle was a carryover from World War II that refused to be left behind. M116 Husky. A compact tracked hauler designed for soft terrain. Where others sank, it floated across the mud, powering through terrain that brought trucks to a halt.